welcome to another video. Today I am bringing you my final video of the month, I think, and it is going to be reading through books that I've received in my subscription boxes in the past. I love book boxes. I am so excited whenever I get them, and I love the items that come with them, but I'm very guilty of not reading the books that come with them in a timely manner. So this is my attempt to get through some of those books. This week I am starting out with This Poison Heart by Kalyn Bayron. This just stood out to me because it is almost spring. This next week is my spring break, and the idea of growing things and flowers and magical nature powers is really calling to me right now. So I am going to be reading this. This is my beautiful OwlCrate edition of this book. It has a lilac cover with roses on the front and then stunning under the jacket cover art. See if I can hold it with one hand. I was too lazy to get my tripod and I'm regretting my life choices right now. You can kind of see this beautiful setting with plants and springtime vibes, and I'm all about it. I'm gonna start that tonight. I am eating pizza and listening to YouTube, catching up on my favorite YouTubers, and just having a relaxed evening. So, welcome to the vlog. Morning, friends.
Hi.
I am visiting my parents and my lovely niece Lyra, and I just wanted to give you a quick update on my reading. So the day that I told you that I started This Poison Heart, which was my last update, I stayed up way later than I should have and read, gosh, over half of it. How many pages is this? I read 168 pages in one sitting. So I really enjoyed this a lot. I haven't finished it yet. I'm gonna sit here this morning and work on it, but essentially, Piper, this is a story. Piper! Stop squeaking. This is the story of a girl who can control plants, and the plants kind of go out of control whenever she's around, so it's really hard to hide her gift. And when she hit puberty, it got even harder, and so she's at this point in her life where she has lost a lot of her friends and her powers are going crazy, and she doesn't understand why, and so she is having a hard time. And she's adopted by these two wonderful women who own a flower shop, and so she spends a lot of her time working there with the flowers. And then one day her moms get a letter from her birth mom's sister's lawyer and it says that her birth mom's sister has died, so her aunt died and left her a giant estate. So she and her family decide to go up for the summer and explore the estate and get it cleaned up and see if it's worth either any money or if they're going to move there and live there permanently. And she soon finds out that this gift that she has is a family gift, and there is a bit of a mystery, and it's kind of creepy and dark. It's very like weird, almost like haunted house vibes, and I'm loving it. So I am looking forward to continuing on with this story. I finished it. This book I have mixed feelings about. So I'm going to give it a 3-star. I felt like the idea was really interesting. I really loved the atmosphere of the book. I loved the way that the author described everything that was happening. I loved the way that the story and the characters slowly built to a conclusion. I loved the character development. I loved the different characters. The reveal was really well done. The reveal of like who the bad guy was in the end was really well done, and I didn't see it coming. Unfortunately, I felt like the last 50 or so pages after the reveal, where it was giving the explanation of everything, fell a little flat. I think it was really rushed, and the rationale behind what happened didn't fully make sense. I feel like it needed to be slowed down a little bit more and explained better, because I left the book feeling kind of confused and also like why and what's happening. And the ending was very abrupt because it's a cliffhanger ending, and there's going to be a second book, which I will be reading. But I feel like the ending lacked in what it could have been for what the writing was leading up to. And so I gave it a 3-star. I was kind of wavering between a 3 and a 4-star during the entire thing, and it was really gonna depend on the ending whether I gave it a 4-star, and sadly the ending didn't really do it for me. So 3 stars for this. Hanging out with my niece, whispering in the background. And I'm gonna start reading my next book box book soon, I think, but I'll update you when that happens.
Appalachian sunrise meets my skin. Even with my eyes still closed, I can feel it coming. Golden, I'll follow them. Golden, golden things.
Hello friends, I am back home and I've had a lovely spring break so far. I went to Washington and visited my family. I saw a couple of clips while I was there, and we went to Seattle and we saw the beautiful cherry blossoms that were blooming at the University of Washington, and that was it's like a magical fairyland. It was so beautiful. And then we went to a couple bookstores and we went to the aquarium, which was really, really fun. I didn't take very much footage there because it was dark and my phone didn't do a very good job of capturing the things, but yeah, it was really lovely. And then I got home yesterday and I went out to dinner with a friend, and then today I'm going to another friend's house to watch scary movies, and it's going to be a blast. But I wanted to update you about my reading. So last time I spoke to you, I had just finished This Poison Heart, which I gave 3 stars. And then I decided to start Sweet and Bitter Magic. This is another book box subscription book that I got from OwlCrate. Yes, OwlCrate. And I almost DNF'd this after the first paragraph. I just felt like the first paragraph was a little bit over dramatic, and the writing style was automatically just like, oh no, I don't know if I'm gonna like this book. But I pushed through it, and once I got through like the first page, it was a lot better. So if you are a very picky person about writing style, give this one a little bit more of a chance. The first paragraph isn't great, but the rest of it is okay so far. I'm only 3 chapters in. Anyway, this book is about a young witch. She's just turning 17, who has, for some unknown reason, been completely banned from the witch coven, from the academy where witches go, and from seeing her sister. And also, she has been stripped of all love. So she has no way of feeling love. Apparently that also strips her of being able to see any color, as well as taste any food, as well as feel any warmth. So she's living a miserable existence. And as a witch, she works for the common folk, I guess. And when they need her help, her price is that they give her love. So they have to give her the love of a child, the love of a husband, the love of something that is strong and powerful, because then she can keep it and use it over time and feel something and exist in that way. So far, fairly interesting. There's a really, really cool map in the beginning, which is kind of one of the main reasons why I was excited about reading this book. It's really, really cool. Very detailed. The art on it is so cool. Can't really see it super well in the camera, but I really loved the map. So I'm going to keep going. I'm hoping that the world building is really good. Character building so far is okay. We'll see how it goes. I don't have very high hopes for this book. Honestly, I'm thinking maybe 3 stars again, but maybe it will surprise me. I also wanted to show you the couple of books that I got while I was in Washington. I went to a bookstore with my family and found a couple of cute books. It's a used bookstore called Shakespeare & Co. And it's so cute. I love it. It's in... Is it Chehalis? It might be Chehalis. Anyway, it's really, really cute. And I found this book, which I'm so excited about. It's called Meditations on Middle Earth. And look at that cover art. It's so pretty. And then it's a series of essays, I believe, written by other science fiction fantasy authors about their experience with J.R.R. Tolkien's work and how it influenced their own writing. So I'm super excited. There's really pretty illustrations in it. Little sketches. So I'm just very excited to own this book. It's beautiful. Switching arms because, oh my god, my arm is dying. Background isn't as nice on this shot, but it's okay. And then I also found this really interesting book called One Teacher in 10. And this is stories from gay and lesbian educators and their struggles in the school district and the school system, because it's a real thing. It can be really hard to be openly queer in a school environment. So I'm interested to see what this is about. I haven't started reading it. Can't really tell you, but it says, the back says, gay and lesbian teachers have traditionally dwelled in the deepest of closets, but increasing numbers of young people are now being served by educators who are out and proud. One Teacher in 10 is a compilation of these stories. Set in small-town America as well as the country's urban centers, it chronicles both their struggles and victories as educators that have put their own careers at risk in their fight for visibility, equality, and acceptance. And I thought that was really, really cool. So I'm going to look at this also and hopefully get some inspiration from it, because that would be cool. Anyway, I'm going to go get ready. I have to do some errands, run to the library, this and that before I go see my friend, but I will update you guys as I continue reading Sweet and Bitter Magic. Hey friends, it's been a couple of days since I updated you. I am back at work and it's now Tuesday, so second day back from spring break. Things have been really good, but also just really busy. But I've done a lot of reading, so I wanted to update you on what I've done so far. I finished Sweet and Bitter Magic, and I really didn't like it at all. I'm hovering between a 1 and a 2 star. I think I'm going to give it a 2 stars because I was able to finish the whole thing, and there were some parts of it that I found intriguing. Otherwise, I would have DNF'd it. I usually don't give 1 stars because if it's that low, I'll just DNF it. I found myself just really annoyed the whole time that I was reading it. I did not like the characters very much. I thought that they were a little over dramatic. I wasn't a fan of the writing style. There was no substance to it, really. It was just there. It was telling the story, but there was nothing really special about it, I guess. Like I said, was really annoyed by the characters. I felt like their motivations were really odd, and I also felt like the logic behind what was supposed to be happening what was supposed to be happening didn't always make sense. So I was finding myself like really frustrated. I rolled my eyes a couple of times while I was reading it. Like, I just wasn't convinced. And the love story was a sapphic love story, which like I usually love, and I love seeing that representation, any kind of queer representation in young adult or middle grade literature. But I just didn't believe it. I didn't care. I didn't really connect with any of the characters. I was really excited about the map in the beginning. One of my favorite things about fantasy is the world building, and there just wasn't any of that. There was no in-depth world building. You really didn't get to see anything of, they're traveling through the world that they're in, but there's no sign of any like different culture or just anything that would make it feel real. So I was really disappointed, unfortunately, with Sweet and Bitter Magic, and I finished that 2 days ago. And then I switched over to Sisters of the Snake, and it was another OwlCrate book. It's the last book I'm reading this month, and it is written by 2 twin sisters, which I thought was really cool, and it's about 2 twins, and it bounces back and forth between their perspectives. I'm already like 16 chapters in. I love it. The difference between Sweet and Bitter Magic and this book is the writing. The writing is beautiful. The character building is really skillfully done. And the world building, you're just immediately immersed in this world that is based off of Indian culture in a lot of ways. And it's still a fantasy world, but it mirrors Indian culture, and I feel like the atmosphere that's created in this novel is really believable and really easy to just fall into and forget that you are wherever you're reading, you know, and that's really a sign of a good book. So far I'm really loving it. Essentially, it is the story of two twins. One is the princess of the kingdom, and the other is a peasant, and they've been separated at birth. No idea that they exist. And then one day, the peasant decides that she wants to go to the palace and try and steal jewels so that she can escape the conscription to the war that is coming. There's like a war brewing, and they're conscripting soldiers, and the other sister has been conscripted into the army, and so she's trying to escape this fate. And in order to do so, she has to have money to buy passports and to get out of the country that they're in. So while she's in the palace, she runs into her twin sister. They realize that there's a lot of answers that they are missing, and one of the sisters wants to get out of the castle. The princess wants to get out of there so badly. She has this quest that has been thrust upon her, which is to find a mysterious artifact that's gone missing that could potentially end the war that's beginning. So she has her mission. She wants to leave, and the one who's there wants to know, like, what happened? Why did she end up in the slums while one of them was the princess? So they decide to swap. It's very much like it's a twin swap story. It reminds me of The Parent Trap, which was my favorite movie when I was a kid, so I think I'm automatically going to like a story like this. But it's just something new and interesting that I haven't read before. So really, really liking this, which is a good sign, because I was worried that I wasn't going to like a lot of the OwlCrate books that they sent, but this one's pretty good. So I'm going to continue reading that. I have some grading I'm going to do tonight. I'm still at work. I'll probably be here a little late. And then I'm going to go home and put on some reading sprints and eat dinner and continue reading this book. And actually, I'm hoping to finish it tonight, wrap up this vlog so I can put it out for the end of the month. So I will keep you updated on my endeavors. Hey friends, it is April 1st, and I'm happy to report that I finished the books that I wanted to finish for March, and I just wanted to wrap up this vlog and let you know what I thought of the last book that I read. From the very beginning, like I said in the last update, I just fell headfirst into this story. I loved the characters, I loved the world building, I loved the intrigue, I loved the whole plot line of the sister swap. There was romance brewing and high stakes and magic and all of the things that I'm looking for in a YA fantasy novel. And it was really well written. I was worried, I think I said before, once I read Sweet and Bitter Magic, because I really didn't like that book at all, that I would not like the other books that came in the OwlCrate, but this is proof that I just need to give everyone a try, because I absolutely loved this book. Towards the climax of the book, I teared up a lot. There was a couple of times where I was like getting really choked up and just really emotional because of what was happening in the story and the way that the characters were interacting with each other, and it was just like, oh, my heart. So I'm happy to report that my final book of March was a 5-star read. This is excellent. I hope that you guys get a chance to pick this up because I absolutely loved it. So that's it. I made it through the vlog. This was a venture into my OwlCrate subscription boxes and whether or not it was worth keeping the box. And I'm so happy to say that between the book quality and the quality of the items that I get every month, that I am wholeheartedly going to be continuing with the subscription. And I encourage you guys too, if you have the resources to get this, it's really fun. I really enjoy getting the book mail every single month. I hope that you guys had an amazing March, and I look forward to seeing you in the next month's reading. There's a big reading month coming up, so buckle up because it's going to be crazy. I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, take care.
Yesterday there was sun.